Hey there everyone, thanks for joining me once again on the Flannel Guy channel. We're going to talk today about another chainsaw. Mrs. Flannel Guy has been asking for a chainsaw. I've got two chainsaws, incredible chainsaws, but she wants her own. So I got her this, Dewalt, brushless, battery operated, lithium battery, 12-inch bar chainsaw. Because then I don't have to supervise her and it's hard to start. And she likes to go and prune the trees and little bushes. This would be perfect for her. So I just opened it and I want to walk you through what the features are, and at the end, after we test it out, I'm going to give you my thoughts, and then you can ask me questions too, because by the time you see this video I may have had the chance to use it quite a bit. Anyway, let me get this on the workbench and I'll show you what this thing comes with. Alright, so the first thing I want to point out is that it says it's a 12-inch bar, but when you measure it from this point here all the way out to here, you're going to get 11 inches of cutting ability. So the other inch is buried back inside the plastic here someplace. This is for your bar and chain oil, which I will fill before we go out and test it in the yard. I've got a 12-volt battery on this right now, and you can interchange these. This battery actually was I took off of the Dewalt hedge clippers, and it's 20 volt. You can buy this tool with or without the battery. If you have other batteries, you could swap them out if you'd like. Okay. Now over here on this side, this right here is how you would unscrew and take this whole panel off, so you can swap out the bar or the chain. And this is an adjustment for the chain tensioner. So you can loosen it like this, and you can notice I can pull the chain way down, and that would be too loose hanging there like that. So then we would tighten it up, and the chain will come up a little bit more. There we go. A little bit. That's just slightly tighter. I like to be able to pull it down just a little bit like that. Okay. Now it's important you absolutely don't run this without bar and chain oil. A lot of people get lazy and they don't check it. You 100% need to have some good bar and chain oil in here. And this is the brake. So you want to keep this forward, okay? And this is locking it. And then when you want to use the tool, you pull it back. And the theory behind these things is this: if you're operating the tool and then you get a kickback, right? Your hand will go forward and hit that piece, and it's going to lock up the chain and stop it from spinning, so you don't get hurt. Let's try it now. Pressing the button and squeezing the trigger. Okay, not squeezing it too hard, but there it is. All right, let's go outside and try to cut a couple of branches and some pieces of tree and see how it performs. Okay, now see this thing here. Let's see if we can cut this. Might need to pass on a couple of sides because the bar might not be able to get all through that, but let's see if this chainsaw can handle that piece. Okay, it did the job. It did. And I like to look at the shavings. It tells you where the chain is sharp. When you see thicker pieces like this, it means the chain's sharp. That's good. All right, let's go inside the garage, the shed, put this away. I'll tell you what I think. Okay, so I cut a few pieces, and I cut a few more off camera because it felt like you didn't really need to see me just cutting wood for the next 5 minutes. It had enough power to get through that bigger piece, which was nice. Every once in a while, when it got hung up, you saw it just cut off. Maybe that was a safety mechanism. I have to look into that, and that's fine. So I just had to release the trigger and press it again, and it would continue. Maybe that prevents it from kicking back. So I also did notice that I felt the chain afterwards, so it was getting lubed, which is important also. Again, enough power. I want to see how long the battery would last, just running the saw continuously. But I mean, if you're doing that kind of a job where you're running the saw for hours, you're probably going to need a gas chainsaw anyway if you're doing some kind of serious work for it. But I think that I might actually use this, even though this is Mrs. Flannel Guy's chainsaw. I'm going to probably use it quite often when I just have a little quick thing to cut. I'm not going to want to, start pulling the gas chainsaw and doing all of that when this thing just popped the battery on it and just cut what I need to cut. So with regards to the chain, I want to see the one that was provided. It was already on the bar when it came. So I want to see how that chain performs. Also, I found a really awesome chain sharpener, and I had done another video on that. It's probably the last chain sharpener that I'll ever need. I'm going to link to that video up here and also at the end, just in case you're interested and you have an issue with sharpening chains. This thing's just great. So again, I think I recommend this so far, but I'm going to do a follow-up video on this particular saw since we just got it. I'll do a follow-up video at some point in the future after we've had a chance to use it more. I also want to do a follow-up because I mentioned that I heard, if I didn't mention it earlier in this video, I don't remember if I did, I'm mentioning it now, that I heard that the saw, at least in prior models of this, would leak bar and chain oil. I want to see if that happens. That saw is in the shed right now, and tomorrow I'm going to go look under it and see if I've got a little puddle of bar and chain oil. But I think the saw performed great. So I'm recommending it so far, but I will do a follow-up video. So if you have any questions on it, just put it down in the first pinned comment or in the link down below, and I will respond to you. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you next time.